Straight Shootin LJA here at the Alexandra Park launch event, sponsorship launch event, and I'm here with, well, actually, sir, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. My name's Stanilan. I'm the chairman of Alexandra Park Youth Football Club, and we're part of the whole umbrella Alexandra Park Club. And what we are is we're an independent part of the club. We also feed to the senior club, who are having their launch event today, their sponsorship launch event today.
See, on that subject, in terms of feeding players up, Ray has mentioned that I think it's 2 or 3 of your players have actually made it up to, I think it's reserve team level.
Yeah.
I mean, how proud does that make you when your players graduate to that level?
That's what we're aiming to. Lifelong football is what we want to start with when kids join us at under 8. We sort of have a bit of a feeder, which is London Football Academy. Martin Egan, he's out there playing for the Wands at the moment, so
cool.
He's a feeder for the club, and then we get them from under 8 to under 18, and then we bring them through to here. So earlier on today, I was assistant manager of the team, going back about 5 years ago, which my eldest son played with. And now 4 of his mates were playing in the 2s today, in the reserves today, and it's nothing better. You know, it's, those guys joined sort of probably 12, 13. They came in, and they're still playing 10, 12 years later. So it's exactly what we want to see: local guys playing in a local club.
You know, I love that ethos, and I want to ask actually, from the 8 to 18 age bracket, how important is it to not only get children encouraged and interested in football, but to keep them engaged with the game as well?
Well, that's from our point of view as a club. It's, you know, we want to get them. We want to get them young, and we want to get them playing football. And we want to get them playing and enjoying football. Mm-hmm. And it's a really important age, particularly once they get into their early teens. They can quite easily drift out of football, find other things that entertain them. But if you can keep them there from the under 13s, you're probably going to keep them there all the way through to under 18s.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe some of the under 18s turn up and pitch a little bit groggy some Sunday mornings because they've had a good Saturday night. But do you know what? They've been playing football, and they will have been playing football, for some of them, organised football in our club for 10 years. We've got guys who've done 10 seasons with us, you know, which probably means they played, 200 odd games wearing the Alexandra Park shirt.
See, rack it up, getting the testimonial.
Yeah.
Getting the testimonial before they hit the first team.
Well, we got a thing where we give certificates to players once they've played 100 games for us. So,
how hard? Actually, let me rephrase that question. Do you think it's more difficult these days to engage children in football with the rise of football computer games? Do you think that's an obstacle?
No, I don't think it is. I think whatever, kids still want to play football. Even if they like to do that as well, they still want to play football. And if you make it accessible to them, and you make it accessible by, you know, promoting a club, they come through. A lot of the teams come through local schools. So, you know, it might be Muswell Hill in particular. Muswell Hill Primary School have always delivered up teams, and that's because their site manager up there, a guy called Graham Atkinson, has always brought forward the school team. So they brought them through. So whatever else they're doing, they're there in the playground. They're playing the playground. They're getting encouraged to come and play football, and then they're getting encouraged to get involved with the club. And we're an accessible club. Nobody cannot join Alexandra Park Youth Football Club for financial reasons. We run a bursary, so kids, you know, who are not as advantaged as others join a club. It's so there's no reason not to be playing. If you want to be kicking a football, then we can play. Our main problem is that we can't accommodate all the football. We run 27 teams. Going to have about 400 players this season. Girls teams, 2 new girls teams start this season. 27 teams in the club. There's only so much you can do. So there's plenty of other clubs beginning to set up because we can't accommodate everybody.
Yeah. I mean, how important is it? I mean, we've seen at the Olympics recently, a year ago to be exact, and we've also seen kind of with the Women's European Championships this past summer as well. How important do you think it is to get the next generation of girls interested in football as well?
That's really important for us as a club. It's taken a long time to get girls football off the ground. It's different. It's organised in a different way. They're going to be playing Saturdays. The age groups are different, so it's a bit of integration needs to be going on. But we've got the sort of the banner which they can operate on. So we've got the structure set up. So now we can start bringing them through. It's the same as boys football. You just need to get parents involved. You know, they can play mixed football in the Sunday leagues that we play in, but it hasn't been as much. And it's not. You know, I'm sure for the girls, it's not as. You've got to be quite dedicated, want to be kicking around with a load of boys. I'm sure they want to be playing girls football as well. And so we're beginning to make that happen. And it's happening, you know, across the borough. And it will, you know, we'll see a lot more of it coming through.
I hear that, but I mean, in regards to Alexandra Alexandra Park Football Club.
Yeah.
And especially with youth football, I mean, what is the underlying ethos? What does Alexandra Park as a football club stand for?
Okay, Alexandra Park Youth Football Club stands for kids starting to play football, enjoying their football, being coached properly, being taught an ethos of fair play, and at the end of the day they come off the pitch, win, draw, lose, that they've enjoyed their game, and that they've shaken hands with the competition, and that they're looking forward to next Sunday. Because you go along to a match, whatever happens, halfway through the journey home, no one's quite remember what actually happened on the match. Yeah, they're looking forward to what they're doing for the rest of the weekend. Yeah, but they've enjoyed it, and they've been properly coached, and they've been taught the right way to play and enjoy football. That's what we're here for. Yeah. And we have a lot of success, though. You know, that's not the two things are they run completely in parallel. You can have a great ethos, and you can have winning squads. And we got teams who play in the top division in their league, which is the Watford Friendly League, one of the biggest leagues in around London. And our kids are playing at the top level, and they're winning competitions and they're winning cups. Yeah. So yeah.
How important is good coaching at that 8 to 18 age bracket? Because obviously that's a child's formative year. Yeah, that's a human being's formative year. How important?
It's very important to us. Our coaches, all of our coaches, are minimum level 1 standard, ideally level 2. They're paid coaches. Some of them fathers, but a lot of them are kids who are either, well, I say kids, they're not really kids, they're grown-ups. Yeah. They're playing football for the Alexandra Park Club. They are working with the London Football Academy. They're involved in local football. They themselves are qualified, and they're teaching the kids the way that they are being taught as qualified coaches through the FA coaching system. So there are areas for improvement, but you know, people like Brooking trying to promote grassroots football, particularly at the FA, we're passing on the right standards, and that's really important. So that they are. It's if you look at the FA websites, there's a lot of emphasis on teaching kids the right way starting. So it's not all about. Certainly not about screaming and shouting parents.
Yeah, of course not.
It's I mean, I'm sure a lot of youth football would be much better played in a bubble that included no parents. In fact, very few adults, maybe just a ref, but that's about it. But it's that's a very important part of our ethos as well.
I mean, how important is it that Alexandra Park Youth FC has strong links to the main club itself, and how important is it to have strong links within the community as well?
Well, they're both very important for us. Having links with a senior club is part of the whole process of what we call a lifelong football experience. So, you know, we've got a guy here, Brian King, who's playing in the senior club, and I'm not sure exactly how old he is, but he's in his 60s, and he's still playing football. So we can offer football from 8 till you finally want to hang up your boots. Yeah, that's important. So and being part of a football community, they can come along and see what's happening here. In terms of links to the community, that's very important. We benefited in terms of support very much from London Borough Haringey, and part of that support, part of our giving back in that aspect is making links with the schools. And I've mentioned a lot of the schools come through a lot of the teams and players come through the local primary schools, but we've also got links with the secondary schools. A lot of the kids play in the local schools, Fordsmere, Highgate Wood and what have you. But also we've got 2 teams that are effectively the school teams for Greg City Academy, Hornsey High Street. So local team, and what they are, their school teams are part of our club. So those guys are playing football on a Sunday under their school and under the club umbrella. So that's very much important link to that part of what we do.
Cool. I mean, how important? Last question. How important is it to keep grassroots clubs such as Alexandra Park FC alive? Because obviously the 11-a-side game recently has had a decline, and grassroots is not necessarily falling out of favour, but it's kind of all the money seems to be going upwards. I mean, how important is it to keep clubs, grassroots amateur league clubs, and also youth clubs at grassroots level alive?
I think I don't know what the statistics are specifically, but as a one club, we have 400 kids playing football. However many of them may go on to play professional football is a minute amount. We've had kids come from our club playing in academies, going off to professional clubs. Some of them signing on for the professional clubs. Football is about that. If you can look out there, looking out beyond us.
True grassroots. True grassroots.
There you go. Those kids
with the new generation.
Yeah, they're Alexandra Park Youth Football Club players, and that's what they're doing. That's what I did when I was their age, and that's what they're doing. Yeah,
That's memories, right? Jumpers for goalposts.
Yeah.
But I mean, how important is it that we keep that sort of spirit alive?
It's not just about the football. It's about their whole community. It's about, as I say, particularly when they get to teenagers, if they're playing football, they're less likely to be doing stuff that might otherwise be, less beneficial to their whole life story. So, it's vital. It's vital.
Definitely.
Simple as that. And okay, if you don't like playing football, there are lots of other vital sports as well. Because in the background there's a game of cricket.
Definitely.
And that's Alexandra Park Cricket Club.
There we go.
And last night we went to the 125th anniversary dinner of the Alexandra Park Cricket Club.
There we go. See, big anniversary.
So there you go.
It's a big event.
Yeah,
big event today,
exactly.
big weekend.
Yeah, and they link with us, and they have Colts cricket. So a lot of the kids who play football in the winter play cricket in the summer.
Okay.
So there's a lot of crossover in that.
The engagement
absolutely.
The engagement is good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all. Will.
Liam, nice to meet you, mate.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Cheers.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, man.